Good evening on this Friday night, everybody. We're here live for the Gilley versus McGann watch-along. Myself and obviously the main man, Jay's Fight Talk, the king of combats, here with me this evening. How are we, Jay?
I'm tip-top, brother. You?
Good, yeah. Oh, always good, mate, for Friday night boxing. You cannot argue with that, can you?
Can't moan. Had a long week at work. Come home, have some food, shower, and fights.
Absolutely, yeah. It should be a fun one, this, mate. McGann and Gilley for the Commonwealth have kind of had a few common opponents. So Green fought Gilley, didn't he, in that war last time? It was meant to be him fighting tonight, wasn't it? But he got injured and McGann's out. But since Gilley and Green fought, Green knocked McGann out in Saudi. So it's been like a little triangle. Evening, Luca. Thanks for tuning in as always, my friend.
I mean, McGann's coming at short notice, so I mean, I don't really know what to expect. I haven't had enough time to sort of check to see whether he's fit or in camp. I mean, from what I know, he doesn't really balloon up outside of fight camps, so I'm not expecting him to be terrible. He seemed to make the weight steady enough, you know, and it's an opportunity for him to.
It is a big opportunity. It's a big opportunity for Gilley as well, saying he's never had a promoter before this fight, and his first assignment for Queensberry is a headline.
Yeah, it's a big night. It's a big night. You know, it's a big night for one in terms of building his career on from here with a new promoter, his first promoter on a mainstream platform. But it's also an opportunity for somebody to come in and tip the apple cart over, so to speak, and sort of get a bit of the rub of the green and take some of that momentum. So, you know, it's a big fight on both ends, really.
Yeah, definitely. If there's anything to go by, that the Green fight that was with Gilley, I don't know if it was earlier this year or late last year, but if anything to go by on that one, we're going to be in for a fun fight. I think Ollie Murs is there. Jesus.
Yeah, they interviewed him.
Yes.
Oh, he's Gilley's mate, isn't he?
Mates with Gilley. I think Gilley's going out with that Ali Drew, the presenter, isn't he?
Sure
Right. He is. Yeah, I've seen that flying around.
Well, McGann's mate's Martin Murray, so if they want a tag team, I'm picking Team McGann.
Yeah. Is Martin Murray training him then? Is he in the corner?
He's in the corner. I'm not sure if he's his head coach. I know he's part of the stable. It should say in a minute that the judges leave.
To be fair, as last minute replacements go, that's a good last minute opponent change. That is to get McGann.
Well, it's a fight that could have happened anyway.
Yeah,
you know, it's not as though they've just picked out Boris Crichton, who seems to be the short notice up at light heavy.
He's not TBA, is he?
No, this is more of an opponent than most have at short notice. You know, it's normally some Eastern European journeyman or British journeyman. It's normally journeyman. You know, McGann is far from a journeyman.
Yeah, definitely. The main man, Dev Sarni, doing the intros. I know Luca's a big fan of Dev doing the MCing.
Yeah, he's painful, man. He makes my ears bleed. He was fighting anyway on the card.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it should be. He's got elevated. Hey, Lucas, some shocks earlier. Big Nick Webb doing bits again after he hadn't fought since Fabio sparked him in 2 or 3 years ago. I don't think.
2021. And makes me feel better about walking around with no top on anyway, because he's about 3 stone heavier.
20 stone.
Yeah,
or 20 stones, as Richie Woodall, Darren Fletcher was saying. 20 stones.
20 stones. Yeah, and he's every one of those 20 stones.
Yeah.
Carrying a couple of boulders in his upper torso, let's just say. But yeah, he didn't look in tip-top condition. But I tell you what, he manoeuvred his way through the rounds. He manoeuvred his way through the rounds where he's ordinarily gasses, and he's never really been past, I think, 6 or 7 rounds previously. He either blows them out or gets blown out himself. So it was nice to see him back. He's had a couple of devastating losses, hasn't he? And he's 37. He's won himself a title.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Good luck to him. So we've got 10-1 versus 17-1, I think.
Yeah, both only lost once.
I think, if I remember rightly, McGann has got the slightly longer reach, but I'm don't quote me on that. Mm-hmm. Whether that's going to play a factor or not.
Both probably have the power to hurt each other if if they connect clean. So it should be interesting that way. You'd have to say Gilley's obviously a favourite, I would say. But
favourite, but as I said, McGann's was, as Luca informed us, it was here to fight tonight anyway. Had £20 on Milan. And 15.
Wow, Jesus, Luca, fair play, mate. He beat.
You shouldn't have got you should have got your 15 quid on Nick Webb, should you? Because it were a corner pull-out TKO.
But it would have still settled.
Depends. It depends which one. I've had it before where they won't pay out on a.
Yeah, if you go exact method knockout, then it won't. But if it's like knockout, TKO, or disqualification, or whatever it is, anyway, we're underway.
We're off and running. So McGann's gone straight on front foot here. He's got Gilley's against the rope, but I think Gilley's is just testing him. Gilley's came straight back with a left hook to the body.
Yeah.
Gilley's jab looks strong.
Both looking great, Nick, to be fair to them.
They do, but if you look, McGann's sort of finding with his shots. Gilley's is throwing them solid. McGann's sort of, I wouldn't say tapping, but he's more range finding than anything else and just touching him at sort of 30-40%. Gilley's is trying to take his head off.
Yeah, he throws in mean intentions, doesn't he? Actually,
there you go. Look, Luca, I told you, he had to live chat 365.
Yeah, you're right. That was a beautiful left hook.
I've had that a few times, Luca. I've had it on a really big one as well, a technicality a few years ago. But anyway, I mean, this has started off really well.
This is good action early on here. Yeah, you could be right there, Luca. Actually, it might not be that wide, mate. Definitely.
We don't know how gambling on this channel. We don't condone it, unfortunately, because I lose a lot.
Oh dear. Well, let's hope we get a 12. Well, maybe a 12th round stoppage will be good, but I hope we get some rounds here.
It'd be nice to see some decent rounds.
I hope we get to. If it's anything like that last fight, it's going to be a cracker. But for me, Gilley settled the better of the two.
Just as you say that, though, he's covering up on ropes, taking a few. He's come back off the ropes, though. To be fair, it's been a little sleeper of a card this tonight. You know, a cheeky little card. I had it on the background at first, just keeping an eye on it.
And then you end up watching it. Yeah,
I'd lost an hour watching some pretty good fights. It's some good matchmaking.
Yeah, definitely. For the standard of some of the Your Call cards recently, including the Channel 5 one a few weeks ago, it's actually been fairly decent.
Yeah. And it sort of slipped under the radar, really. I've not, seen much press, not seen much marketing on it.
No. There's not really been sold whatsoever, has it? Well, there's not really any names on the card. Yeah, you're right, Luke. I thought that myself, actually.
Keeps getting caught with that counter overhand right. And that
it's there all night, isn't it, that counter right?
That left hook to body's catching him as well, but he's just caught him again for some reason. Shots. Gilley's is playing with him now. Oh, those body shots look sickening. I would have wet my trousers by now. I'm done with first one of them. I don't mind saying that.
Piecing him up a bit.
McGann took, I won't say beating in that round, but he took some licks in that round. Definitely lost that round. I'm not really keeping score, but it's sort of 2-0 for me, just off the top of my head. But yeah. Gilley's is certainly pulling away.
2-0 for a round?
I thought that was second, no?
I'm sure. Luca, tell me I'm not going mad.
I've lost a round, man. What? I thought I'd seen them separated. No, I
don't know. Someone will tell us anyway, because it's gone to the adverts.
You know what I've done? We've watched the first half of the round. We've started talking. Then I've watched the second half of the round.
What are you doing? 2-minute rounds?
Jesus Christ, man! It's been a long week.
Guy Nicholson's not fighting.
Gilley's 2 rounds up after 1. What the hell? Yeah, so we're just going into round 2 for anybody that's just tuning in. I just had a nervous breakdown mid-live. That was mad.
Yeah, Lucas got me covered. Honestly, I questioned that you were that convincing with
you should have rolled with it, and then it ended up being like that. What? 13 rounds? What's going? Is this some new format?
Oh, there you go. Lucas got you there.
I'm adding and subtracting rounds as I go along, Luca.
He's not qualified, Luca.
Do you know the worst thing? I'm watching it as well. I'm watching it, and then I've just slipped to concentration, and they've had a minute break, sat down.
No, because you go, I'm not scoring it. I was thinking, well, it's only been around, so it's like you're like, so Gilly's won that round, but I'm not scoring it. There's me thinking, so you're scoring it. It's 1-0 to Gilly.
I just meant I'm not keeping physical tabs of it. Jesus.
Oh, that was
Imagine
brilliant.
my scorecards.
That's gold.
My scorecards. It's 147, 113 wide points. 26 rounds.
Oh,
Jesus. Dear. Definitely only on round 2. McGann seems to be pressing a little bit more now, but Gilly's definitely hits harder of the two, doesn't he?
It looks to be, even though he's got I think he's actually got a way lesser KO percentage.
Yeah, but he's had 7 more fights, hasn't he? So it's sort of. I think
he's been in with better opposition probably as well.
I think Gillies has had 7 or 8 stoppages, and McGann's at like 50%. I think I might be wrong.
McGann's 70% and Gilly's 47%, but I don't think that tells the full story, to be honest with you. Anyway, I agree with you. From what we've seen so far, you know, Gilley might not be a bigger puncher, but he's sitting down on his shots a lot more than McGann is, and I think that's the difference.
It's off Luke now.
Luca's got you on strings here. He's running rings around you. You need to save some energy. You've got a big weekend coming up.
Knocked down there in the second. Overhand right again.
It's just there.
I think it was more momentum and force that took him over. I don't think his legs look that phased incoming. Chicken stanky leg coming up. Now I've said that. He's tucking up nice and tight. Seems to have got his head clear, but Gillies is wailing on him now.
Yeah, this could be a short night.
You and your 12th round stoppage. Ouch. Come on, McGann. It's 1 round each, man. You can still win this. Oh, wow. Ripping to body there.
To be fair, Gilly's come out boxing great here trying to make a statement on your promotion debut.
Doing exactly what he needed to do to make a massive statement. Frank sat ringside with Ollie Murs.
Yeah.
Guess who we're going to see performing on one at Riyadh cards?
It was Neymar last week.
God.
Yeah, I agree, Luca. That's he's taking his moment here, Sam Gilley. You know, he's saying
he's doing if you could write a script for a promotional debut on a mainstream TV channel, at the minute Gillis is doing exactly what you'd expect. You know, look at that knockdown. His combination punching tonight looks absolutely fantastic.
It does.
It's just some playback here. I mean, McGann's throwing back too. He just don't hit as hard and as sharp. Gillies just looks super sharp.
Yeah, I think he's happy enough to kind of walk with him because he took a few himself, actually. Gilley did.
Yeah, he definitely holds the power and he don't seem too bothered about what's coming back. Round 3, this people.
It's the right hand, isn't it? He's so susceptible to that right hand.
And I ain't sure whether he's susceptible or Gillis is just so sharp with it.
He is. It could be a bit of both. He's just pumping up the old boxer card. Yeah, you could be right there.
Oi, you're slagging my future employer off. I won't be having that. McGann's, you know, he's trying his best, but he's just out.
To be honest with you, he needs to shell up for a round or two, and if it means losing it, because whatever his tactics are at the minute, he's getting battered. It's not going to last much longer.
He's not hurting Gillis at all, is it? That left up to body that he whips in, that is painful looking shot.
You
know, McGann's having a go.
I don't think it's the right tactic so for him.
He shouldn't be trying to fight with him.
No, it's backing off. He's going to get knocked out in 4 or 5 rounds if he
carries on like this. He is, yeah. He's just outgunned, so he needs to be.
He must be managed by Spencer Brown or promoted by Gold Star on the front of his trunks, has he?
Has he?
McGann.
Has he?
Wait till the camera next pans onto it. He's got
it on back as well, I think. Oh no, that's power summit.
He's having a bit of a better round, actually, isn't he?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, he's still losing it, but nice overhand right. But Gilley's paid him straight back with 2 jabs.
To be honest with you, his legs were gone a bit more than I actually thought off that knockdown. Just thinking back to it, because he did struggle to get up a little bit.
Yeah,
but his legs look to be under him now.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying, isn't he? He's looking for the centre. He's pushing forward. He's throwing 2s and 3s. He's sticking his jab out and trying. But Gilley just seems that bit stronger than him.
That's it. It's experience and.
Is Gilley's taking it steady? Is he getting a breather? We're thinking McGann's pushing the pace and pressing, but I think Gilley might be letting him a little bit because if he does get caught clean, he seems to pay him straight back. And his defence looks really good.
Yeah, he's fighting a great fight so far. Yeah, Luca, I think you could be on the money there, mate, to be honest with you. Well, let's see. So you got the next 3 rounds, don't you? But yeah, I mean, that round was...
It was
close. It was a better round for McGann. He might not have won it, but he, he didn't get caught with anything, which he kind of needed a round of doing.
Yeah. He didn't get knocked down and pinged about as much. It were more even, I think.
He's in the chat. So Liam was 3 rounds down. Gilley dropped him in the second round, won the first round as well. Third round was a little bit closer, but probably still a Gilley round if we're being honest as well. So yeah, he's all over him at the minute, mate.
I'm 4 rounds down actually, Liam.
Yeah, Jay's got 4 rounds done.
I've got an extra round. It's a 13-round title fight tonight on my TV.
Bring back the 15 rounds.
Right.
And you've got another show to go, yeah, after this, have you?
Yeah, going on Mr. Neutral's Hard Talk at 11. I'm normally tucked up in bed by this time on a Friday.
And then you got a busy day tomorrow as well. We've got the Azim O'Hara Watchalong. We'll potentially be doing some that PFL card if we can at some point as well.
Looking forward to that. I saw your AJ McKee, Paul Hughes video earlier on.
Should be fun, that.
Ooh. I think McKee will win it, but I think he's in a bit of a fight.
I'm
going with experience on that one, I think.
And then we'll let everyone know at the end of the live what show you're going to be on tomorrow.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun one not to be missed.
It might not get published, to be fair. Depends how we get on. Might record it myself. I might record it myself in case I publish it, and then I'll just publish it. I'm a 15-round fighter, mate.
Oh, jeez.
Wowzers. You're in, Luca.
That right hand is just...
I'd love to hear who he calls out now. You're in, Luca. You're in, brother.
Yeah, that was a really good performance. That
it were a dominant.
Well done,
finished
Luca.
in dominant fashion, but I've got to give McGann his credit. He was in a lot of those rounds, even though he was losing them. There's no disgrace in that. Yeah, gold star there, definitely. It's all over at Kits, but I feel a bit sorry for him. I don't know why, but because it have handled a lot of kids tonight with that performance. I know we're only 3 and a bit rounds, as such, but
he might have stopped Green in the rematch there tonight. I think the way that he fought,
he was on it tonight.
Yeah, there's another one in the 154 mix then at that British level. Dave's joined us. Big up Dave from Rope a Dope. Have you boys seen them at Zaliev and Sue Wayne? I did see it, yeah. Does he give you Matt Mudov vibes? Big scary Russian brute, yeah, potentially. I can't wait for that fight, Dave. I'm buzzing for it, mate. Does he give me Matt Mudov vibes?
Not me, no.
I don't know. It's a good question. I'll let you know after the Sue fight tomorrow.
What a crisp combination that was. Wobbled him straight away.
Yeah, it was a great finish. To be fair, he done well to stay on his feet after the first shot. Great performance by Gilley, Lucas says. Yeah, I thought it'd be closer than that as well, mate. Most definitely. Matt Mudov's the Russian Nick Webb.
I think Nick Webb would do him, to be fair.
Dave Allen stops Matt Mudov like he did Nick Webb. Put it that way.
With that overhand right from his hip.
Yeah, overhand right from last week.
It was awful, but wow, it put Nick Webb out. I mean, he's come back with no hair. That's what.
Yeah, he knocked the hair off Nick Webb. Yeah.
It was.
What fights could Gilley take then at 154?
I mean, I don't know.
Who's British champion at 154? I can't even think.
It was Josh Kelly, wasn't it? But didn't he?
He's Commonwealth. Well, he won it off Troy, didn't he? And then I don't know who's had it since then.
Can't think of what. I don't think any. Is it vacant? Have you got you?
Somebody will know. Yeah, you're right, Jay. Good shout. Vacant.
Vacant, yeah.
Yeah. It's the only vacant apart from Superfly. That and Superfly are vacant. So you got to fancy that he'll be trying to add the British title to his Commonwealth title next. Hadn't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Bellotti next. That's a fun fight.
Bellotti? Reece Bellotti?
No, Reece Bellotti's...
he's fighting Michael Gomez next week.
No, Reece Bellotti's a super feather, is he not?
Yeah, he's not a 154. He's fighting.
No, I'm sure he's featherweight or a super feather. I don't know.
Yeah, he's fighting Gomez at super feather next week, isn't it? British and Commonwealth. It's on that card
That's
next
on
week.
Catterall program. Who am I thinking of then?
Not Bellotti, anyway.
I'm trying to think. Have we got? Let me
Bellotti's
see.
Boxer. What's Luca on about then?
No, Bellotti's fighting on the Matchroom card next week, is he? But is he signed to Boxer?
Yeah, and he's about a stone lighter. Or is he Matchroom and they're letting him fight on Boxer?
Unless there's another Bellotti.
There might be, but not one I've heard of.
Lucas said I should match mate for Boxer. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, but I can't even think off the top of my head because that British super welterweight division used to be fairly stacked, didn't it? But
yeah, it's sort of stagnant at the minute. I mean, it was buzzing at one point. They had Cheeseman, Williamson, Smith,
Kelly,
Cartwright, Kelly.
Yeah, there's some banging domestic fights actually at 154, wasn't there? Mason Cartwright and Ted Cheeseman, Troy.
Troy fought. He made his first defence, didn't he, against Mason Cartwright? Got knocked down in like third or fourth round. Oh, that were a crazy fight.
Uh-huh.
I were there for that Newcastle. I was sat next to Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
Miserable get he is. He's a miserable sod him, I swear to God. He didn't crack a smile all night. He was pissed with people asking him for autographs, to be fair. I suppose it would do your head in after a bit, but he didn't even try with some people who were like, nah, won't take pictures or all. But yeah,
he's probably sick of it by now.
Yeah, he's been at it, 30 years or 25 years or something. I'd be pissed off after 5 minutes.
Oh, God, yeah. We'll do another little couple of minutes. Why not? Because the fight wasn't very long. Adam Azim and O'Hara then tomorrow night. What did you see the weigh-in?
No, I didn't watch it. I've seen a couple of clips. I didn't get home till like 8. Work, so I haven't really.
Both in good shape. I just don't like the way O'Hara talks. Like he's constantly banging on about money and this, that. Like he's only there for a paid.
He's just thick, so he don't know what to say, and then it takes over him. So he starts, and then he says exactly what comes into his head. So his head's like a. You know when you play Scrabble and you've got a bag full of squares and you just pick a thing out? That's like the inside of O'Hara Davis's head.
Oh,
it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. He's harmless. Do you know what I mean? He's not a nasty, vindictive type person. That's why I didn't like when they did that about the Hillsborough thing. because he didn't really know what was going on. I'm not going to say he's simple. He's just, even though I've just called him thick, but it's not. I just mean he's not articulate, is he? He's not articulate, so he don't really know what to say, but he knows he's got to say something. What did he spend 10 minutes the other day rambling on about how much he hated doing media, but then wouldn't shut up. They're all sat waiting for him, like, right? And he kept saying, I can't stand doing this. I'd rather be at home playing FIFA, blah, blah, blah. And then he'd go, I can't stand doing this, mate. I hate doing media. And they're all like, God's sake, O'Hara, well, shut up then. Pass the mic, brother. But, I mean, I've gone for the shock, haven't I? I'd expect.
Oh, mate, it would cause absolute chaos. And another thing to talk about, actually, before we go off, is this Box of Riyadh season collaboration. Manky Crazy, thanks for joining us, my friend. Hope you're well. McGann, it could have been, I don't know. What, Luca or no Luca, was he fighting at 154 in his original fight tonight, or was he fighting above that? Because, maybe he did crash the weight. I don't know. O'Hara also going on about how good Zim is. Yeah, that's a terrible mindset to be going into a fight, Luca. I agree with that.
I've got to say, I can look at it the other way. He's maybe doing that for himself, to prove how good a win it is for himself.
Big up your opponent.
Going, this kid don't deserve to be in with me. This kid's a novice. He's bigging him up, I think. But he's so out of Davis, man. You don't know what he's going to say.
Yeah,
he'll come out tomorrow.
Expect the unexpected.
He'll be on X tonight calling him a prick, saying, "Well, I'm going to."
Oh God, yeah. There'll be some kind of ruckus at the back. There you go. Manky Crazy, let us know. He's meant to be fighting at 160.
Yeah,
then
so he crashed himself at extra half a stone tonight. Yesterday, should I say? That's tough.
Oh, that's interesting. They said O'Hara didn't show up for the workout yesterday. I thought he had to do that contractually. That's a weird one.
Depends on his contract. He might have only had 3 sessions of the media they were obligated to do, and he could have picked and chose. But I'll tell you what, they are struggling for tickets for next week. They've done the media workout today or yesterday.
Yeah, what about that? Do you see how and everyone who's with us, I posted it out late last night because they did that. Yeah, Prograis looked absolutely like dead at the weight, and he's like a week out.
I didn't think he looked that bad.
Oh, I thought he looked so skinny.
But you know what? Do you follow him on social? I follow him on social, so I've seen him every day. So I'm wondering if it wasn't much of a shock for me. I wonder if I've not seen him for a month, maybe. Don't know.
Yeah, but onto your point, like there must be, like, it's at the co-op, isn't it? It's the new co-op arena.
I haven't got a clue.
It originally was. I think it is, but like I've never ever heard or seen of a public workout happening mid the week before.
The whole part of a public workout is to gather momentum in fight week, like 2 days before.
Yeah.
Because there's an atmosphere building up, fight week atmosphere. But
let's be honest, like there's been no hype for it, no promotion for it. Jack Catterall, bless him, he's a great fighter, but he's not really a huge ticket.
I said it the other day, didn't I? The problem for Jack Catterall is he's not a gobshite. If Jack Catterall were a gobshite and a little bit, I don't say better on the microphone, because it's like he's doing bad. I mean, he's achieved more in his life than I could do, than I could ever dream of. So it's not a diss. I just believe that Jack Catterall has the skill set to be an absolute fucking superstar, but he's not, just because he's a bit vanilla in terms of personality. He's just a straight guy. He don't talk shit. He's polite, he's respectful, and he's just in the middle. And I think if he could just move the needle a little bit more and shit talk maybe a little bit.
He doesn't knock people out either, is the other thing.
No, he's a slick boxer, isn't he? So they haven't even got that. At least when people don't talk so good, they're knocking fools dead. People will watch them for that. Whereas,
and at least with the Josh Taylor thing, there was a big rivalry there. So like that was sellable based on the fact that the first fight was such a robbery, and then they had a bit of rivalry, and they were slapping each other at press conferences and doing this, that, and the other. But him and Prograis is going to be quite respectable, I'd imagine. Luke said Regis has a weird gaunt face anyway. Yeah, he probably does, mate. I'm probably looking into it a little bit. Can't think more than one fight week at a time, so ignored it all. Whereas I'd have watched it next week. Yeah, exactly. If anything, I think it's like them just conceding the hand that, okay, yeah, we know that this fight's just not happening, but unless it's just some weird tactic to try and divert people away from Boxer this week. But
don't work though. For me, it don't work because it's like they'll have forgotten about it by next week, and then they're going to have a public workout.
Yeah, I love that one, Dave. Yeah, he's not Broner. Yeah, correct. I know. Yeah, so what they're going to do, just not do one next week or do 2 in the space of 6 days.
I don't know, double press conference. Just, yeah, it's a clanger.
What we're going to do, have a press conference Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
But there you go, Boxer. Your head of marketing is obviously not doing a good job. Whereas me, for example, I wouldn't have done it this week. I'd have done it next week. And we won't be struggling to sell tickets either. But no, it's a silly one. I don't think there's going to be a trend off the back of this. I don't think everyone's going to start doing the public workouts a week prior to the fight. It just makes no sense, especially when there's another fight going on.
Yeah, let's be honest, it's not the best fight card in the world, is it? You know, for being completely honest.
Not really.
Like Gomez against
Belotti's a good fight.
Belotti will be a good fight, and what's the other one that's, you know, Campbell Hatton against Flint again was half decent fight the first time round, wasn't it? So
yeah, you're reaching there, but yeah, I'll agree with you.
It was all right. Like, don't get me wrong. Right. You know, it wasn't better to a Bivol. Like, don't get me wrong.
No, I mean, they barely are, rather. I think William Croller's fighting again. I think he'll be 5 or 6 fights now. So he's going step up every time. I'm excited to see where he'll get to. Obviously, I know his brother well, and I know William.
We'll have to try and get him on at some point.
Oh, they'll come on. Yeah, like that won't be a problem. But yeah, I mean, William's bigger than what Anthony. He boxes a couple of weight divisions above, but you know, it's good that his brother's training him because I mean, Anthony's experienced it all. He's boxed at English level, British, European, and world. You know, he's had some big nights, his own big nights. He's boxed on other people's big nights. He's experienced bad losses. You know, Lomachenko loss was, it was a meme, wasn't it? You know, he face planted. Mm-hmm. But I think he wiped his tears away with £50 notes, probably.
Probably. And deservedly so.
Fast flight home. But no, what I mean is he's got a bit of everything he can take, and he's his brother. So, you know, the thing about that is he'll never have to question whether he's doing it for him. It's his brother. He's going to do the best for him. I'm not saying boxing trainers don't, but they haven't got that connection that they've got as siblings. It's impossible, isn't it, to recreate. It doesn't matter how close you get to a fighter, you can't replicate that kind of blood bond. So he knows. I'm excited to see where he goes from here, because he's ready now for sort of incremental step ups.
100%. It's a bit of a trade card, isn't it, for me next week? That's how I describe.
Yeah, there's not much to. And to be fair, it's UFC next week as well at the same time, so they'll struggle because that's a big card. That's a massive card, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They're going head to head against that. I don't know if there's any other cards on as well, but it's felt off ever since it was scheduled for August. Catchall Prograde, it's never felt right. I never thought it was going to happen. To be honest, obviously it is now, but it's had the cancellations, and we've got.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I mean, it shows you that the struggle to get Jack Catchall matched up. That's because he's the king of who needs him.
Calling for the winner.
Yeah. Well, he's that good. No one wants to fight him. They'll only fight him when they have to fight him. Do you know what I mean?
He's calling for the winner of Liam Parrow and Hitchens.
I mean,
next,
I could see him in either of them, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Parrow Hitchens would be a good fight, actually.
Oh, it's going to be a barnstormer. I could see Catchall.
I wouldn't back against Liam Parrow, you know.
I think he hits hard enough.
I think that'll be.
I think I'd pick Parrow in that fight myself.
Yeah, I'd fight Hitchens. I don't know if you could keep him off him. I don't know, but it'd be a good fight. Boxer Riyadh season. What do you make of it? Yeah, that's a good point, David. Did see the Chris Colbert. Sorry, Jay. Yeah, He got stopped again, didn't he, last night?
Yeah, he got beat again.
What a fall from grace he's on.
He's really won a fight since, and he lost his last 2, and then he win, and then anyway, it just doesn't look good for him. He was screaming from the rooftops about the big comeback, and then I saw that one of the first things I saw this morning when I got up. Boxer Riyadh, was it not going to happen? Was it ever not going to? I'm surprised. I thought they already had an independent deal with Saudi anyway. So it's not.
Yeah. The high voltage card tomorrow is the first official partnership. So you're probably going to see Riyadh season all over the canvas and on the ring apron and stuff. But hopefully that means that Boxer are going to get more budget for their shows. Because Frank's UK cards have been better since.
They have, but Frank's made some decent signings. There you go. Their stables nowhere near as deep. So I mean, they're putting on the best shows they can at the moment. Maybe the budget will make them or help them get some signings. Maybe to make.
Mankin Crazy said Corbett was affected by the hurricane. Right. But I hope they do. I hope it's not. I made a joke about it earlier, saying it's been a great week for Bethnal now. But like you said, I don't really think it's a big surprise or a big deal because obviously there's rumours and Box Nation interviewed Frank at ringside tonight. I don't know if you saw the little clip.
No.
And they asked Frank, they go, "Are you going to take Bethnal to the board about this thing with the gloves with Wardley?" And he goes, "I'm going to do more than that." And then he asked Frank, "Are you going to take legal action against it?" And he was basically just said that they're making false accusations. So unfortunately for Mr. Shalom, it looks like there may be.
Well, you say that though, but Ben, if you watch what Ben says and listen to what he says, he's very clever in what he says. He's not actually accused them of doing anything.
I just said we're investigating it.
Suggestion. It's all suggestion. He's basically suggesting that the gloves are not as they should be, but he's just it's all tit for tat. It's pathetic. They need to just grow up now and just work together. Let's put some good fights on, man. That's what we've been doing for the last I'm involved. That's what they've been doing for the last 12 months. Just continue it, but stop all this vitriol and spite. It just looks like you hate the fact that there's a new kid on the block. That's what it feels like. It's like they're at school and a lad comes and joins their year and he's pretty good at football and some of the girls like him and it's like they're being jealous and it's pathetic.
Oh, yeah.
If anything, they should see that as, a young kid coming through and he's trying to challenge him. They should just embrace the challenge and work together as best you can. And do 5 versus 5 or my fighter versus your
fighter.
Well,
that's what I'd imagine now. He'll be involved with the 5 versus 5 scenarios.
That's how you take your victories is by beating them at what it is you do by putting on shows.
Yeah, Luca's on board with that as well.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, Ben wouldn't put himself out there. He's not that kind of guy.
I think if any of them, the 3 of them, in terms of
Frank's by far the most outspoken.
Yeah, but I think Ben's the more shrewd in terms of he's a different generation, so he's very clever and he's very meticulous in what he says.
He's got a law degree.
There you go. And Frank and Eddie have learned to deal with the media. Ben comes across like he's media trained. I'm not saying he is, but he's from a different generation.
He's just calculated. He's calculated in everything that he says.
I think Ben's savage, but he plays this. He leans into this character, I think, of just being this timid guy that just gets pushed around and the 2 big baddies. So he's leaning into it a bit as well and playing the victim a little bit. But they are, trying to just be awkward with him for absolutely no reason other than his competition to him.
It should be interesting to see how it plays out anyway. But we'll be. Hang on, Luca. Yeah.
Wrong.
Do you know what? To be fair, the card tomorrow, it's not actually. It's better than tonight's card.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's shit. He's doing the best of what he's got. He's trying to roll a turd in glitter and wrap.
The Catrol Pro Game main event's better than tomorrow's main event, but it's, card for card, they're not that too dissimilar, I would say.
No, they're not. I think Shit's a bit strong. I think he's trying his best, and he's put on some good fights, over the past couple of years.
Mate, he promoted Khan and Brook.
There you go, man. Fight of the century.
It's hard to believe that, isn't it?
Yeah, the fight we've waited 25 years for.
Yeah, Eddie took that well. Right, just a few quick ones then before we tie it. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing a few of the PFL fights, but no one watching this probably cares too much about that. We'll be there for Adam Azim versus O'Hara Davis. We'll maybe look at the yard fight.
Bellotti and Gomez, maybe.
Yeah. Hang on, don't forget Oscar's part of Real Season's clap. To be honest with you, mate, you have to watch his clap back last night.
I've got a couple of minutes before I go on hard talk, so I might watch it now.
Yeah, it's Oscar's, as Dave says, his clapbacks are hilarious. And, Eddie goes on at him saying, he reads when he's on press conferences. They're all edited, but it doesn't matter if they're edited and he reads, they're still quite funny. He's like, he sits in his house all day making them.
He's right. What Eddie says, though, is you can tell he's still irked by Eddie Hearn, and it burdens him.
Yeah. He can't stand him.
Honestly, Eddie, I'm not bothered about you, but I'm going to talk shit about you because I'm bothered about you.
Absolutely. Murtazaliev, Sue, I'll definitely be there for it. Whether the boys are or not, we'll see. But
I'll try my best.
Review show will come on Sunday, and then what are you up to?
I'm going on our talk tonight, 11 o'clock, over on Mr. Neutral on his YouTube channel, and then obviously we've got our lives tomorrow. I'm not going to say what show I'm going on, but I'm going on a pretty big watched YouTube channel tomorrow, or I'm recording for one.
It'll be fun if it gets released.
If it goes how we're expecting, it'll be fiery to say the least, because this person's a bit outspoken, and as we all know, I'm not one to keep the powder dry, so I'm going to go head first. I might record it. I might have to record it myself because it might not get published. But yeah, I'm going on a show tomorrow, and then obviously we're back tomorrow night with our lives. I might have lost my voice from screaming at someone, but we'll see. Yeah, got a busy day. Man. Looking forward to it.
Oh, it'd be good. We'll definitely get that shared if it gets aired, which I'm sure it will. Luca, thanks very much for that. Should be fun, mate. Hopefully the main events don't. Yeah, hopefully they don't clash, the two main events, because it'd be good to watch them both, definitely. Obviously, we'll prioritise Azim and Davies, but if we can watch Francis and Ferreira, that'll be a good one. But Mr. J's Fight Talk needs to go now. Luca, Dave, Mankey Crazy, thanks very much for tuning in as always, guys, and we'll see you for the fights tomorrow.
Cheers.